How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the smoke session. Get my quick dab on. So, as it stands right now in the federal government, if you are in dire need of pain management or pain management care, they will drug test you for opiates. They will drug test you to see if you have any THC in your system. Then they'll turn around and make sure that you don't have any other drugs in your system. Any other drugs in your system will disqualify you from being able to receive your medication. Even though you depend on it and your life depends on it, you can't get by any other way. So it's kind of sucks, kind of sad to hear that, just the basis of using marijuana can stop you from receiving proper medical treatment. I mean, I know it keeps me from having some jobs, but to think that it also will keep me from receiving proper medical treatment. Looks like I'm running out of gas in my... Oops. That would suck. Tasty. So the government is asking doctors basically not to test for THC anymore. Well, there's a plus. Anyone can go to the emergency room nowadays, claim they have pain, and for those of us who actually can prove that we have this pain, we'll receive painkillers. Heck, I kicked the door the other night and hurt my toe really bad, and they gave me a whole bunch of scripts for Narcos. I told the doctors I don't want no painkillers, none at all. I'll smoke my marijuana, and that's all I'll be happy with. What they do, they were happy to load me up with pain pills. So I don't want them. I haven't even filled them out yet. I haven't even gotten to the pharmacy to fill them out yet. I got them there though. I could probably go get some Norco right now if I really wanted it. But like I said, there are those who live off of pain management. They can't do anything else but pain management. They need their narcotics and their opiates because their pain is so severe that marijuana alone will not take care of it. But marijuana can help. Research has already shown that with pain management, marijuana with opiates can actually help greatly reduce pain to the point that you won't depend on the opiates as much. Maybe even have them last longer for you. So, with all that being said, it's good to hear that the government agrees. Marijuana needs to be used for pain management. The CDC released an updated set of guidelines to follow for doctors to treat patients with chronic pain. In the guidelines, the doctors are urged to not disqualify those patients testing positive for THC. Testing for THC leads to stigmatization and inappropriate termination of care. This is very true. I mean, I have an uncle who just had back surgery. He has a cut up his stomach because they had to go in from the front side, and he's got a cut up his back because they had to go in also from the back side. He's in a lot of pain most of the time. A lot of time he's in pain. And he always tells me, nephew, I wish I could smoke marijuana. I love it. I love every part of it. I love the way it makes me feel. I don't use my pills as much when I smoke marijuana. But I'm afraid if I smoke marijuana, they're going to take away my pills. That's pretty sad. He depends on those pills so much, he's afraid they're going to take them away if he smokes weed. So I was a good nephew, I'd blow it in his face. A 2014 report published by the JAMA Internal Medicine provides evidence that fewer people are dying from opiate use in states where marijuana is legal. So states like here in California, where marijuana is legal to use, people are not using as many opiates, as many painkillers, and they're not overdosing and dying from them. I can see it. I mean, I go to the doctors, and when I first tell them, when I went into the doctors thinking my toe was broken, and they said, "Okay, we're gonna write you a prescription. We're gonna write you a thing for some pain relief right now, painkillers right now." I told them no. They double looked at me and said, "You're from San Bernardino, right? The IE area? You do know that right here is all painkiller seeking people." I turned around, flat out told them, "No, I don't want anything." Doctor looked at me and said, "Well, how about ibuprofen 600? It's just Motrin. Does that work for you? Extra strength Motrin?" I said, "Hey, if that's what you have to give me, then okay, go for it. Otherwise, I don't want no painkillers. I don't want pain pills. I don't like them." They still prescribed them to me. So, I mean, it's easy to get painkillers when you're just in pain, but to think that if you have to live on painkillers, they will disqualify you for taking a medicine that's naturally grown. That kind of sucks. Sorry for you guys, but I'm glad to hear that the government's on your guys' side and is actually going to fight against that. So, let's take one big hit for that. So, what's the main drugs that America actually wants to see legal? Believe it or not, opiate use is actually on a downfall where not as many people are using it as they used to, as well as other drugs too. And it still stands. Marijuana is the number one illicit substance in America. Number one used illicit substance. So there is no doubt America wants to see legal marijuana both medically and recreationally. But what about the other drugs? What about heroin, cocaine? What about methamphetamines and all these other things? One thing we know that cocaine and methamphetamines are used for a lot of medicinal uses. In fact, if you have a child or you know anybody who suffers from ADHD or any psychosis, chances are they are taking a form of meth. It's clinically broken down into a pill form and prescribed by doctors, but it's still methamphetamine. That's still the main chemical ingredient that makes the pill work. So basically, it's dope in pill form. As America hangs on an epidemic of heroin and meth use, only 13% support decriminalization of heroin and only 15% for decriminalization of meth. The closest thing to marijuana decriminalization has been psychedelic mushrooms with a support of 22%. So far, marijuana stands at a whopping 59% support decriminalizing marijuana for use. Let them use it. If they're caught being stupid with large amounts, give them a fine and let them pay a ticket for it. I honestly don't believe that because they'll just come up and say, "Hey, that's quite a bit of marijuana you got in that container. Here's $100 fine for you." I won't pay $100. It's just my weed I smoke for my medicine. That container lasts me an entire day. Although majority of people would rather see drug users being treated rather than in prison, which is very true. A lot of us would rather see people who are using heroin or using meth being treated as patients, being treated as they have a medical problem, rather than having them treated as criminals where they go to a jail and learn better techniques to not get caught with their problem again. A lot of times I hear from the people all the time that go in and out of jails all the time. Every time I go in, I learn something new. I call it the university. And then when they say that to some people think, "Oh, cool. The prison systems are educating. Yeah, they're educating them on how to be better criminals." Yay, prison. So legalize or not. That was just decriminalization. What about legalization? Legalizing these completely, just off them on the market, let them be out there, let them be used. 68% are in favor of full legalization of marijuana. 68% of Americans want to see marijuana legalized. Basically, I think marijuana might be legal this year, or next, or following. We're on our way. 14% are in favor of legal cocaine. Cocaine, like I said, being used as a painkiller and antiseptic. Used to also be used for work on your gums and teeth. Doctors used to use it that way too, orally. So basically, I mean, even though you don't know about it, when you go in and they give you that little shot that numbs up your little area or numbs up your gums or numbs you up so that they can do whatever they're going to do on you, welcome to the life of cocaine. 12% are in favor of legal meth. Like I said, if you know anybody who has ADHD, ADD, or anything like that and takes prescription medication for it, they're using meth. They're using legal meth. Not just meth, but legal meth. My little sister is actually one of those ADHD people. I mean, she's very young, and it's really sad to see. But they give it, when I read the ingredients on it, and then I go back and look at the prime ingredient, methamphetamine is the prime ingredient used for the medication to treat people of psychosis. So we give meth to people who can't properly think. Isn't that kind of weird? Of course, lots of studies have proven so far that marijuana can also do the same thing. Without the dangerous side effects of, oops, I just took the whole bottle of. If I smoke this whole thing right now to my head on this show, all you're going to see is me fall asleep for a little bit. Maybe wake up and eat some food like, oh man, I'm still recording? Oh. So like I tell you guys, educate before you medicate. Because it seems like the whole world's starting to wake and bake, which is awesome. Or at least all of America's starting to wake and bake. Wake up, America. Let's toke this green. So like I tell you guys, educate before you medicate. You all have a peaceful, positive, and productive day. Coming at you.